Let's go on live.
And what are we doing?
We're going
live.
Yeah, I know.
And you know what? Everybody's going, oh my God, is it Tuesday?
It is not Tuesday.
It's Monday, February. What day is it, Flip?
Oh man, that's such a tough call. What? I'm going to go with the 16th.
I think you would be correct there.
16th. That's what we got going on. We, I really should set all the cameras and everything prior to getting actually started, but that's all right. There we go.
Why would we change now? We got a year into this.
This is Road
Comics
Adventures, the podcast. Live. This is our, you know what? We're going to call it 37. We really don't have any idea what number this actually is.
We don't know. We know that we think we know that our first podcast was May 31st.
And that will be the 1 year anniversary of podcasting.
This is the 1 year anniversary of what I like to say is the call that changed the trajectory of everything. What happened was I was booking a country club in South Florida, and I'd been booking it for years. Actually, I'd worked it the last 4 years that I did comedy. And when I retired, they asked me to take over booking it. And she had a very special show that they were going to have in March of 2026. And she said to me, Rene, I want somebody who will blow the roof off the place. And I thought of one person. I had met him 35 years before. I watched his show in amazement for an entire week.
Wow.
And that was him. This guy right here.
Howdy, y'all. It was me.
And first thing I had to do was find out if he was still alive or not, which is why we have gone ahead and embraced
Live.
We are on the Not Dead Yet tour.
That's actually, again, for Road Comics Adventures, that after much debate, we have finally decided, and we've landed on the decision to name that as our tour for 2026.
Not Dead Yet tour, because we're really rolling at it. But I sent him an email message, and quite honestly, I wasn't in the mood to talk to anybody. And he always kids me about this because I told him I didn't want you to call, but he had called immediately. And
by the way, don't ever send me written communication that requires a response and then include your phone number. If you don't want me calling, don't give me the option. Don't give me the opportunity.
Well, apparently you didn't have my number for 35.
I didn't. Mother loving years. For 35 mother loving years.
That's what I said.
I did not.
You must have lost it.
Did you change your number?
I don't think so.
You told me you changed your number.
Yes, I actually moved a couple of 100 times, probably.
And I'm the bad guy.
Yeah, well, when it really made a difference, you were there.
By the way, Kim Corseiden, also known as Kim Current, also known as Kim Nuff Hawkins, is good evening, Flip and Rene.
Good evening, Kim. Thanks for joining us.
Carol Breed.
Yeah, Carol Breed. I know Carol Breed.
All right.
You know Sammy.
I do.
My adopted
child. I mean, I don't know him, but I know of him, sure.
Yeah, that's his partner. Carol is Sammy's partner.
I have heard so many nice things about Sammy.
He's the great kid that my kids brought home. And they said, Mom, can he spend the night here? And I said, one night. We're not taking in anybody. Sammy lived with me and was much better than any of the other three kids were. He's a great guy, amazing guy. Now he's a partner. He's a father. He's a great guy. And Sammy, you never know. Maybe we all can get together because Flip and I are headed to Florida. Today's the 16th.
Wait, what?
Don't look at me like that. You scare me. Book bag Becky.
Yeah.
Becky sent me the best text in the world. I went to look on Facebook today and I saw myself looking back. I thought it was my obituary. Actually, Becky got a very nice write up in the paper and it's already been posted on
Wow.
our YouTube page.
Very nice.
Because we love Becky. Becky works really hard and she's a good person. The other two people I'm thinking about tonight,
Do tell.
my buddy Steve Eric.
I have yet to meet Steve, and I'm very excited to have that opportunity, but I hear so many nice things from you and others about him.
Steve's a great guy. And hopefully, again, we're headed towards Florida, which is where Steve is. And also my buddy Dion Moore. Dion Moore's found out he's got a little bit more of the battle that he's got to fight with his health. And if you're praying, people, say your prayers, send the good thoughts, anything you can do. Dion and Steve could really use them. They're both wonderful, very kind people.
I have nothing to say. I don't want to. I don't want to sully that very heartfelt comment with whatever would come out of my mouth. So just ditto.
Well, that just we think about you guys and we talk
We do.
about you all the time. And it's good to see my friends logging on.
Now, again, this is the different day, same time, but different day, because we
Right.
normally do Tuesdays. And as it turns out, the 16th, today fell on a Monday, and we just thought it'd be fun to do a 1 year, not a retrospective, but at least for us, a celebration, an anniversary. We'd gone 35 years really with 2 Facebook messages in that time, maybe?
Yeah.
And no communication for 35 years. And when we reconnected first by email and then by phone call, it's been nonstop.
You know, it's funny. Sometimes just the right thing happens at the right time.
Wait a minute, say that part again.
Sometimes something happens at the right time. You're just wanting to get off the hook for not calling
But when does sometimes the right thing happen?
at the right time.
It does.
You know what I call that, don't you?
Serendipitous?
Divine timing.
Divine timing.
Like you didn't hear that crap a lot for the first 4 or 5 weeks. But we did want to celebrate with the people who've kind of pushed us. Having all of you guys support us from starting the podcast in May, coming out to see us in shows. You know, look at all the people. We've had the people in Wilmington come out to see us. All the people, Adam, who knew me, that came out to see you.
So nice to
Give
meet
a
you.
shit.
I'm really sorry I didn't have more of an opportunity to speak with him and also to meet his wife. His wife, I wasn't able to talk with him until well after the show because a lot of people from
Minerva.
in Minerva, but from the audience had come up to speak with me, and so I was sort of delayed,
Yeah.
which I felt horrible about. I mean, it was
Well-
great talking to people after the show, but I felt bad about that.
Yeah, I was thrilled because I so desperately wanted to talk to Adam, and it was so good to meet his wife. And of course, you guys may have heard that I occasionally talk to Gracie, his little girl. We got to send her a Facebook message too, but we got to teach me better language before I start doing a lot of talking.
Want to send her a hostage video?
One of the first things we did to introduce the grandchildren to Flip, my grandchildren, was Flip goes, "Hey, you know what'd be fun? We'll send them a video." And we sent them.
I put a bag over my head like a
Hostage taker.
hostage taker. And Rene, did I try to like make it appear you were being hypnotized or something?
Yeah. And I am fine.
Yeah.
Actually, if you go to our YouTube channel,
Is that on there?
oh yeah, we have posted everything. Everything. Now I look back and go, you know, we might want to think about some stuff.
That could explain our lack of sponsorship.
Maybe.
I guess
Okay.
so.
But, you know, we wanted to kind of celebrate with you guys because we had no idea how this was going to go. Um, Social media was not our forte.
And for me, it still isn't. I mean, I like social media for what it is, and it's certainly a great way to connect with a lot of people. But some of the rules of the road, from the algorithms to the way to get a broader reach, like I don't understand them. And in some respects, like I just am not the kind of person where they say you have to post a lot, even if you have nothing to say, you've got to post 3 or 4 or 5 or 10 or 20 times a day. It's like if I don't have anything to say, I don't tend to jump on
Yeah,
social.
but here's the deal. Okay. You've never had anybody sitting across from you at the breakfast table that thinks you have a lot to say. And by the way, yes, I am filming this.
That is the bane of my existence. Am I filming this? Yeah. It was so much easier getting away with stuff.
Because he does have stuff to say. If you guys think this isn't our normal life, you would be incorrect. We are pretty much laughing 24 hours a day.
That is true,
Yeah.
except Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday was a little rough. Is it okay if I talk about it?
I brought it up.
I know, but I don't know how much
Okay,
you're going to let me go.
I just, Saturday had a rough moment. Don't talk about it.
That sounds like the hostage video. Yeah. By the way, my grandchildren thought it was very funny.
That's good. We didn't send it all your grandchildren because one
Is in the military, and we thought,
and wasn't really in the loop of what was going on with us sending stupid things out.
yeah, but it was funny because that's my grandson Byron, who just is in the Air Force, and I think he's got a year and a half in. But here's the great thing about it. Byron found out that his grandmother has a YouTube channel because it showed up in the shorts.
In his feed, right?
In his feed one day, and he goes to his fiance, "That's my grandma in the shorts." And all I could think of was, "Oh, that's good news,"
Let's see. Kathy Sampson Renee always has something to say right here.
Yeah. Oh, Kathy, I'm so glad to see you.
We also have Caroline and Jackie Knight. There you are.
Jackie Knight. I was just talking. Jackie Knight is Dion's partner, and she used to own the comedy club in St. Augustine, and we used to have some really good times.
You know who else is on there?
Who?
The Dominatrix.
Janet Schultz. Janet, it's apropos that you came on right now because we're going to talk about what happened.
Flip and I, yeah. That really is apropos.
Yeah. Flip and I, divine timing.
Right.
It's callback.
Serendipity.
Callback.
Serendipity do.
Flip took me to the Mardi Gras parade on Saturday. It was the children's parade. It was at 12:30 in the afternoon.
Can I give some background?
When I take a breath, you can't do it. If you just want to hold up a second, don't tell me I could talk and then start this crap. Everybody on here is going, he better shut up. She'll kill him. Actually, I won't because I like him. So here we go.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. We had to go to an afternoon parade because if I'm being honest, the ones that start at 6:30 at night would put us home past my bedtime. I'm really bad about going to bed early. So what we decided was we would go to this one. It's also the children's parade. Less drinking and carrying on. Go ahead now.
No. So Renee had never been. Well, she'd been to Louisiana before, but certainly never around Mardi Gras, and knew of the season, but very little more about it. And we're explaining there's parades in New Orleans for like a month.
Yeah.
Even here for a couple of weeks. And so we were talking about, we don't do a lot of stuff, and there's a lot of reasons for that. We work a lot, but also we don't tend to want to get out in big crowds. And so we're talking about what different kind of parades were available. And it wasn't to like be in the melee of just a big, huge thing. We just wanted to sort of sample the flavor of Mardi Gras. So we were discussing the options, and then we came upon the children's parade is more family oriented. It is. It's in the daytime, 12:30 a.m. to p.m. And it would just be easier to navigate and a little bit more.
And it was great because we got a really close place to park.
Yeah.
We didn't have to fight a whole bunch of people, and we got a great place right at the beginning of the parade. I was so excited. And then it's on a street in downtown Lafayette, and I'm watching everything going on, and I see a house across the street, and they have two pit bulls in the front yard. One is a three-legged dog, one is a four-legged dog, and they seem to be very young. And they were very close, obviously, because they were wrestling and playing with each other. And it was really sweet right up until the woman that was in the front yard said something to the younger woman, who I think was actually a child, maybe a teenager. And she went to hand a treat to the one dog who took it, and then to the other dog, she didn't hand it the treat, she threw it. And at that point, both dogs went after it and got into a huge fight, as dogs will do, over food or a treat. Up to this point, I can kind of tolerate it and just go, they were ignorant about how to handle dogs. Except at that point, the woman, the older woman, screamed at this, what I believe to be a child, get them apart or get them inside. I don't know what it was, but this kid stepped right in the middle of two dogs fighting, and you could tell she started screaming because one of them had bit her hand.
Now, again, these are the kind of dogs that have a bad reputation, whether it's deserved or not.
Right. Well, here's what I'm going to tell you. At that point, I don't even think it matters what kind of dogs they were.
Well, no, but here's what people at least assume, whether it's true or not, is that this particular breed of dog, they have immense jaw strength and they don't let go. So when this fight took place, the four-legged dog absolutely had the better of the three-legged dog and was chomping down, I assume doing a lot of damage. And so when this younger girl put her hand in there, I think she got bit hard.
So the next thing that happens is there's a couple of lawn chairs that are big plastic chairs out in front, and the woman starts to beat about the dogs. That's her way of trying to separate them. Good, bad, or indifferent, I don't care. She was beating these dogs with the chair, and even worse, then she went in to start kicking and hitting them. At that point, I looked at him and I said, I can't watch this. I'm going to call the police. Little bit of the backstory here. We're at a parade. How many police do you think are within feet of us?
Well, I would assume up and down the parade route, like almost half the Lafayette Police Department were somewhere along the parade route, and we had at least four, and I think more than four police officers within,
Half a block.
yeah, 40, 50 feet.
As soon as and he goes, there's some right there. And I had seen them go by, and I didn't realize they had stopped right there. I never stopped filming, so I went up and took my phone to the police officer, who looked at the video, and then he looked down to the house where I was pointing to. And it was obvious, and it's obvious in my videos, because I was shooting some of the parade after that, and you just see people focused on that house.
Yeah.
Here's the funny thing, and here's what happened. The woman who seems to be the mom or in charge sent the kid off right away. And when I say kid, I said 12, 14. You think maybe a little bit
I
older.
think a little older, but now again, for legal reasons, I'm going to put in the alleged this, and it appeared that she sent the kid away. I think she did, but that's just the way it appeared to me and to you.
Yeah, I got free legal service. This mom sent the kid down the street with her hand wrapped up. And the only reason I know that is because the cop did tell me that he went down there and they said there was nobody in the house but her. And that yes, she had gotten scraped, but not really
Well,
big.
if it's not clear, the woman who seemed like she was in charge, who was the older one, may have actually also had a scrape, and she's like, "No, nobody else was here but me. Nobody got bit. I don't know what you're talking about. Sure, I have a little bit of a nick on my hand, but I'm the only one. Nothing happened." Meanwhile, it appeared whoever got bit bad, who was somewhere between Rene thinks on the low end 12 years old, I think on the high end 18 years old, because they were across the street. So let's say 14 to 16 years old. She was sent packing. And I think that, again, speculation on my part, we assume that the person in charge, the lady was beating the dogs, she assumed the police were coming and sent the younger
Well,
kid
yeah,
away.
because she looked up and you got 30 or 40 people staring at her.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Because she was screaming, the dogs were screaming, and I have the video of her kicking and hitting the dogs. So I have turned that over to the right authorities. But I was a little distressed by that for a little while.
And understandably.
Yeah, and I appreciate you backing me up.
100%. So, Renee was like, "Would you mind if I talk to the police?" I'm like, "Well, no, of course not." So she did, and it turns out she got a police officer that was very compassionate, very understanding, was willing to take the time to watch the video, to follow up. And so, again, we just hope that
all I can say to people is I can tell them what kind of people we are. And here's the kind of people we are. If we see something that's wrong, we're going to do something about it, whatever it is that we can do. Because here's the deal. Either you're part of the problem or you're part of the solution. That's the only place you can land. And it's funny that Janet's on here tonight because I told him on Saturday when we got home, I said, I'm thinking about calling Janet and sending her the video.
Oh, right.
Because I needed to talk to somebody and I needed to vent. And it's funny, it wasn't 10 minutes later till the cop called me and he was just calling to see if I was all right. He said the look on my
Visibly
face
shaken.
told him everything.
But I mean, we're sincerely hoping the younger girl is okay, that she got medical treatment.
Right.
And we're also hoping that the dogs are being taken care of by someone who's more responsible.
For one thing, here's what happens. And I know this because I've worked a little bit in animal rescue.
By the way, Janet just wrote, which only escalates the fight.
Yes, exactly.
Sorry.
Here's what I will say, and I hope I'm correct, Janet. You can correct me if I'm wrong. But unfortunately, these dogs, if anybody reports it, which I did, now might have a bite history, but there's no explanation of it.
Yeah, there's no backstory.
Here's the difference in Louisiana. I don't think here in Louisiana we have any no-kill shelters. I think all dogs are at risk in the shelter.
Well, I can't speak for all of Louisiana. I do know that the shelter that I got Storm, the Road Comics adventure dog from, was in a shelter that was not a no-kill shelter. And in fact, when I got her, she was next on the list because they had run out of room.
Yeah, and here's what I'm saying about this woman that so poorly knew how to handle these two dogs is you've now put them in jeopardy because they'll now have a bite history.
Oh, yeah.
And I hate her for doing that.
Yeah.
I actually do. Now we'll go back to the fun stuff.
Well, just real quick.
Okay.
Naniki said, sorry, I'm late, so I'll try and catch up. Your cousin Caroline, you did the right thing. I would have done the same.
Thank you. Thank you for that. Well, I had good support because usually I'm popping off my mouth and I don't have anybody to back me up. This time I had backup, so I felt pretty good about it. Naniki, hi, Nancy. Love seeing you. I just want people to know we take a special interest, as you can tell, in our friends when they're hurting.
Yeah, of course.
We love animals. Both of us do. What movie were we watching last night?
Cagney and Lacey.
No, it wasn't Cagney and Lacey.
Starsky and Hutch.
No, it wasn't Starsky and Hutch.
Shields and Yarnell.
Try again.
So, what's her name in Lamb Chop?
Sherry Lewis.
Sherry Lewis.
You know what lamb chop is, don't you?
I'm not the biggest fan of ventriloquism. I know people love it. And you know what? If you love ventriloquism, if you're willing to accept and if you're willing to admit that when you take the puppet off, it's just some dude's hand. As long as you admit that to yourself, it's all good. Like lamb chop's not a real thing. Lamb chop is a doll. It's a sock with decorations.
You know what?
I'm just that's
that woman
important.
that was hitting that dog with the chair had a good arm. If I had that good an arm, you'd have a chair on your head, right?
It's it's a sock with flair.
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong. Like when I talk, my mouth moves. You can see my Adam's apple going up and down. Like I can do this all day long, but you still see me talking unless I'm doing Elvis. Hey, how y'all doing? Hey. Okay, so
he discovered that early one morning during his first cup of coffee. Now, back to the movie we watched last night.
But from Janet, have you seen A Dog Year?
No, we haven't watched that yet. Because last night,
I've seen Dogma. Different. Dogma, Ben Affleck and Matt Damon, and they play fallen angels that are devils that have come to earth, and they found a loophole to get back into heaven. It's very irreverent.
Okay. Wow. No, tell them what we watched last night.
We watched
Turner and Hooch.
Turner and Hooch.
Say it out loud. Turner and Hooch. I love that movie because, first of all, any of you that know me or have ever been to any of my shows know that my heart dogs are big dogs and they're English Mastiffs. Thanks to crazy Janet Schultz and Gunner and Diesel, her big dog.
Initially, I thought it was going to be about a police officer and his bottle of alcohol. Turner and Hooch. But no, it's about a dog. And the dog was
Dog de Bordeaux, the French Mastiff, which are the short, stockier ones, drool everywhere. I love them.
Okay, I just real quick, I just fell in love
with Janet,
with the dominatrix.
What did she say?
I'll quote her now. It says, ventriloquists and clowns both freak me out. I have never wanted you more. Just so you know. Okay, back to the movie.
Janet, this time next year, you guys can be having your 1-year anniversary.
So
I get Storm.
No, you do not either.
Oh, really?
It'll be like
it was 50-50.
No, it'll be like a Bob, Carol, Alice, and Storm.
Bob, Carol, Ted, and Alice.
Well, there's not going to be a Ted.
There could be.
So
well, this took a bad turn real quick.
It didn't go. You know what, Aunt Jean?
Aunt Jean, Hi, Aunt Jean. We're glad you're here. You're going to have to roll it back and hear the dog story again.
Yeah, we're not going to repeat it. But normally when we watch movies, I've got subscribe to a bunch of streaming. Like I get a bunch of different streaming possibilities. So I'll say to Rene, I go like, what kind of, if we're going to watch a movie, what kind of a mood are you in? And she's like, I don't know if you pick. And I'm like, well, no, I'll pick the movie. Just like, are you in like more of a mood for a comedy or an action film or
here are the rules. I don't want to see anybody getting beaten.
Right.
Where they're screaming. I can't handle that.
Yeah, they're no fun.
I can't stand watching animals die.
No.
Humans blow them up all over the place.
Yeah, like she'll watch John Wick except for the first movie, she won't watch the first couple scenes because the dog gets killed,
Yeah,
which you won't watch.
I
Yeah.
can't handle that. But other than that, I'm pretty good with stuff, and as long as it doesn't happen in outer space.
Yeah, she doesn't like sci-fi. She doesn't like women, children, or animals being hurt physically or emotionally.
Yeah.
But like normally she's like, whatever. And so we've watched like from more
That's
films.
a horrible impression.
Our good friend who normally calls on Tuesday to check tips before the podcast is calling today.
Hi, John.
So, but in this particular instance, and I'll normally pick a film, and a lot of the ones we've talked about are ones that I've chosen. But last night she was like, I'd really like to watch Turner the Alcoholic, and I go, what? And she goes, I'd like to watch Turner the Drunkard.
because of this dog thing, we started talking about the dogs.
Yeah. Yep.
And the Turner and Hooch movie came up.
Oh, Kim Curran. Old Yeller was the saddest movie ever. I can't watch animals getting hurt or dying either.
Yeah, not me. I can't watch children being tortured. I just, I can't.
Yeah, I don't watch it either. I don't like it.
No.
I don't like watching anything that makes me angry or sad. Don't like it.
But yet, you live with me.
Well, you know what? It's a cornucopia of emotions.
You just said cornucopia because sitting right next to Aunt Jean is Tina.
Oh, yeah. Since this is the 1 year anniversary, here's a fun flashback. So Renee and I were talking to her cousin Tina on the phone, and I think I used the word cornucopia. I don't remember in reference to what. And all of a sudden, there's a quick interruption, like I had taken a breath. And I was immediately corrected, which is, what'd you say? Did you say cornucopia? And I go, yeah. And I heard it's cornucopia. And I'm like, not even on an illiterate bad day. It's cornucopia. She's like, no, I think it's cornucopia. I'm like, it's not.
I hope you're enjoying telling this story.
Well, I'm just saying, it's not even like there's like different regional dialects, right? It's not that. Like you say pecans. Pecans. Well, we say pecans.
Georgians say pecan.
Okay, right. Or you say praline.
Praline.
We say praline. Mm-hmm. Nobody says cornucopia except for some of Renee's family. So we went round and round and round.
You realize my family knows where we live.
Yeah, but
they're gonna kill you.
I'm trying to help them reinstill the fact that it's. So we were going round and round, and we were both convinced we were right. But between the two of us, one of us knew the other was wrong. I'm just, however you want to take that. So I got to the point where I pulled out one of those online dictionaries that has pronunciation, like audible pronunciation. And
like the one you're trying to write. Dictionary with.
Yeah, well, kind of. So, but I can neither confirm nor deny that a certain comic hypnotist started gloating just a bit after proving the point that it was cornucopia.
He was right.
Not a great story, but it was a lot of fun. It was you had to be there. It was one of those location things. You had to be there. As you were. So we're watching Turner and Hooch.
We watched for an hour with him huffing and puffing over there.
Okay, I'll explain why. She says I was huffing and puffing because I wasn't belly laughing every time something silly happened on the screen. Like she would belly laugh and then she'd look at me like, and I go, yeah, it's cute. And so that was,
it's a cute baby.
That was huffing and puffing. I didn't go,
I thought it was a great movie. You know what? You're going to Costco and getting in the box.
I'm just saying, I didn't huff nor did I puff. I didn't blow the show off the TV. I just
but let me tell you, he's like, oh, okay. You've been really good about watch it. Everything I want to watch. You never pick something you want to watch. except when I've already laid down.
No,
And
she's
it's
like, I want to go to bed. Can you pick something I don't like? I'm like, Transformers. And she's normally up
you don't even get to roll the credit.
before
I've
the
never
opening
seen the
credits.
credit.
Yeah, no.
I did wake up in the middle of one of them though, because I go, is that a helicopter? And you go, uh-huh. And I go, "Ah."
Yeah, can I? So, and I mean, I guess this is too much information or whatever, but I don't have a huge house. I mean, it's comfortable, it's
Let's
whatever.
just
But Nay will tend to fall asleep in the same room where I watch TV before I go to bed. So if she falls asleep, thankfully, because I'm a hypnotist, I can watch whatever I want at whatever volume I want, and she'll never know.
I got news for you. The hurricane can go through the living room while I'm asleep. And as long as I don't fall off that couch,
You're welcome.
I hope you're proud of yourself.
Let's see. Oh, Tina's on. Hopefully she missed the whole cornucopia story.
Oh, she didn't miss anything. My family's pretty astute like that.
So anyway, we're going to watch, providing we have time, and I think we will. If the podcast ends by 7:30, Rene should have another 30, 40 minutes in her before she falls asleep.
I'm sorry, I almost fell out. I needed to put that out there. By the way, in the last year too.
Mike Peters, my buddy Mike.
Oh, nice to see you, Mike.
I've been on Mike for forever and a day, and
that's what you said.
Oh my gosh, we go back a ways. He, I think at one point, if I'm not, I hope I'm getting this right, went to Prescott with me, which is in Arizona, and we were hanging out at the hotel I was staying at. By the way, I love because a lot of hotels will offer complimentary, like either tea or hot cocoa. And if I can't drink all the cocoa that I've taken with me, I like bringing souvenirs home. So Mike Peters and I both shared a glorious moment of getting some complimentary hot cocoa packet as souvenirs from the hotel.
Let me tell you something. My kids thought when I traveled that I bought shampoo and conditioner and soap as their gifts. Remember when you could pick up all that stuff out of the hotel room?
Yeah, they don't do
That's
that
what they were like. Oh, did you bring a shampoo? Yeah.
Yeah, hotels freak me out now because most of the ones, a lot of the ones you stay in, they have these shampoo and conditioner bottles bolted to the wall in the shower or bathtub.
Yeah.
And I'm fine with that, except for, how do you know someone didn't open up the top and mess with it?
Because here's how you know. All right. Because on one of our recent trips, I was trying to get lotion out of the little bottle.
I'm so glad the rest of the word was ocean. All I heard was on one of our recent trips, I was trying to get man, I hope she finishes up with ocean.
And I tried to get the lid off so I could take the bottle and turn it upside down. There's no opening those bottles.
Really?
There's no getting them off the wall.
Oh, well, I feel better about that. That's good to know.
You should have asked me a long time ago. I could have told you.
I didn't know. Hung out in the lobby until about 2 a.m. Me and Mike Peters in Prescott. By the way, if you ever go to north of Phoenix, south of Flagstaff, it looks like it's spelled Prescott, which it is spelled that way, but it's pronounced Prescott.
Lovely.
Like biscuit.
Whatever.
I like
Tempe.
Oh, you could never pronounce that. The first year you had no idea how to pronounce that.
Yeah, no.
Renee's like, oh, Flip, are you going to go to Tempe? I think that's what you called it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tempe. What else do you want to talk about?
You may be going there again by yourself.
No.
Oh, you made it a year. We never thought we'd make it this year. What have we accomplished in this year?
Oh, do tell.
Yeah. First of all, I've lost over 100 pounds, which I'm happy about. quit smoking. Everybody is go, you didn't quit smoking because you're using a vape. Well, first of all, let me tell you something. There's nothing in the vape. It's been empty for months. I know it's empty. I live with a hypnotist. What do you think the chances are that he's done some kind of voodoo hypnotism thing on me that I ask him to do so that this works for me and I'm not really using a vape? That's it. The other thing is, I moved from Orlando to Louisiana so that we could run our business out of here. And we are running it. And I've always wanted to do production, as did you.
Yeah, I love the idea of production, actually.
And we've started that, and we are now working on 2 documentaries, docu-series
Right.
simultaneously. We've got the first filmings scheduled for those, and I'm really excited about that. Not only that, we wanted to take you from comedy clubs into theaters, and we've done that.
Yeah, that's been amazing.
And the absolutely one thing that I said we would not be doing is putting my behind on stage again.
Well, fast
I
forward.
was wrong.
Yeah.
Boy, keep the recording of this.
And the reason is?
Because we're doing a show together. We're not dead yet.
Live. Next year, 2027, we're going to actually name that tour We're Not Dead Yet.
And actually, our very next show is
March 5th.
March 5th. And where are we?
We're going to be in Dade City at the Twisted Oak with our very dear friend Bash.
Bash, he's our favorite Packy.
Who's your Packy?
Bash is my Packy. What's funny is I met Bash probably 25 years ago at St. Petersburg. He was at an open mic where I was closing the room. He was with one of our guys, Ed Carnival is his name, Ed Carnival.
Oh, really?
He's the one I call the Possum Man.
Oh, yeah. Okay, got it.
He used to do, his character was Possum Man. And I mentioned the other night that you're the only one I've known longer than I've known those two. And they've stayed in better touch, let's just say.
Don't get me started.
Don't start with me. I'll go get a lawn chair. I will.
Unfortunately, our lawn chairs are made of wrought iron.
Yeah, well, you got a harder head than those dogs too.
Man, that was rough. So what else you want to review? We've so this is episode 10. Episode 10. I did a mock commercial because occasionally we would come up with like, we don't have a sponsor.
No, first of all, don't say we came up with, because I was sitting in Orlando minding my own business up until right before episode 10, minding my own business. And he'd go, today we have a sponsor. And I'd go, oh, dear God, what? Living in fear. I had no idea what you were going to do, because you would do some of these that were, let's just say, questionable for family TV.
I tried to disguise them so it was more family appropriate, because it worked on 2 levels. Someone who didn't get the joke, usually younger, and someone who might have gotten the joke, usually less young, older.
So he would send some of those to me that were hysterical, but
oh, that's right. I used to actually film sponsored commercials that did not get on the podcast. I would just send them to Rene, and they were a lot of fun, and they were fairly irreverent and many times inappropriate, but a hoot. They were fun to do, and what made it even more fun is that she really seemed to find it amusing. Rocky Smith is here. Hi, Rene.
Rocky, I love Rocky. I'm so glad to see you. I missed you.
How did you get all those beads? He wants to know.
I got all those beads because I smiled and waved. It was the children's parade.
I can't even sully that with my comments, because it was the children's parade, and I don't want to seem like some weirdo.
Yes, but thank you for noticing my beads.
Yeah.
We got those and we hung them up, and They will be touring with us along with the Wheel of Excuses, which anybody that's watched it has looked at. And we will have the beads. And I've got a surprise for you
Oh,
tonight.
don't.
Oh, I do have
Wait,
a.
I was in the middle of
Oh,
a sports.
you go ahead. It's your story. You tell it because I have a surprise for you because I have a sponsor for tonight.
Don't. Just don't. Just- So I would send Renee different videos. Anyway, when she came to Lafayette, I cook and I love to cook and I cook a lot. And I made her. Let me back up for a second. At one point, I was cooking and I was throwing a bunch of things into the stock pot, and I was trying to make something Asian esque. And when I was done cooking it, my kid came over and he goes, "Dad, I didn't know you knew how to make curry." And I'm like, "Well, I don't know how to make curry." And he goes, "Well, evidently you do because you did." And so I wrote down everything I did, I put in that pot, and I named it Accidental Curry. So that's what I have. I got Accidental Curry. So fast forward now, Renee's in town. I make Accidental Curry, and she wants to compliment me on social media. So she said to me, she's on the couch, and she goes, "Hey, how do you spell chimichanga?" And I go, "What?" She goes, "How do you spell chimichanga?" And I go, "Why?" And she goes, "I want to let everybody know that I just ate your chimichanga and it was delicious." And I go, "First of all, don't you tell anyone you ate my chimichanga because that sounds like a body part and that's naughty and that hasn't happened." She's like, "What?" I go, "Secondly, I've never made Mexican food for you. I've only made like Asian food." And she goes, "Well, that thing." I go, "Curry, not chimichanga, curry." So we almost had a post where it looked like she had sampled Mexican food that sounded like a body part. So I made a sponsorship, a mock sponsorship video uh, when I was on episode 10, where I said that
He did a
PF
PF
Chang's
Chang.
PF Chang's was our sponsor.
And it was good enough that the agent that represents me saw it and called him to come out for an audition. She goes, "Does he do commercials?" And I go, "Oh, he'll do commercials because I'm his manager." And come to find out,
I made a mistake. Let's see, Edward Carnival,
yeah, the possum man,
yeah,
that's the possum.
and Pamela Pearson.
Pam, hi, how are you?
Yeah, but so the gal said, the agent, she goes, "We'd like to have Flip come to Orlando for an audition." And I said, "What's the product?" And Renee's like, "I don't know." I'm like, "Well, what's the product?" She's like, "I don't know." Meanwhile, by the way, I had a severe ear infection. I was really sick, and I was in Maryland, and I was sick. It turns out I also had broken bones in my left ear, and I had an infection.
Oh God, we got to hear this again.
But so I'm like,
I'm sorry. Wait a second. Why were you being an asshole? Oh, what's been the wheel? It's an ear infection. It's broken bones. What else? How many more times are we gonna? Ah. Anyway, did you just not lay out a whole bunch of excuses?
No, I was in
Oh,
Maryland.
wait till after the show. You're really gonna have to lay out some.
No, I was and I was in Maryland and I was doing shows, but whatever, and I was sick. But I said I don't need to know.
And cantankerous.
A little cantankerous. Cantankerous, whatever. So that's not the important part of the story. My God, why must you do that? Anyway, so I said, look, I know that like agents don't want to tell you what the product is because they're afraid that
it's not that they don't want to tell you. Most of the time, if they're casting, okay, if they're casting for a commercial, they've signed an agreement because the client doesn't want the whole world to know they're casting for a new commercial.
Well, okay, let's say, and it wasn't, but let's say hypothetically it was for a Ford Mustang, right? So I could see where she wouldn't be able to say Ford Mustang. I could see where she couldn't say Ford. I could see where she couldn't even say automobile.
You know what I can see?
But if she could have said, "Oh, it's for something to do with transportation," I'm like, oh, all right, I can do that. But like, between feeling bad, being hundreds of miles away, and doing shows, like I'm not dropping everything to go to Orlando for an audition for something where I don't even have an idea.
Do you hear the wheel?
Yeah, because the amps are in
You know what?
mute.
Here's what I heard. I heard my commission check disappearing.
Well,
What
yeah.
do you mean you won't go? And I go, it's a national commercial. You have to go. They're gonna work this out. You have to go. And what did you say?
I just want to know the basic general thing.
And you can't know. And he goes, I know good.
I don't feel well enough to drop everything.
Nobody asked you to drop anything.
Well, then
Don't look at me like that.
Then I assumed it.
Nobody
said it was like a Zoom audition.
No, it wasn't going to be a Zoom audition.
All right.
But at some point, but nobody asked you to drop anything. We were going to make the arrangements for that because she was so impressed with your stupid. What you were? What?
I was sick.
So he turned down a national audition. We have since reevaluated that, correct?
Well, we've discussed it at length.
But anyway, our sponsor for tonight.
Don't I hear it?
This, if you're not familiar with Mardi Gras, they throw all kinds of little trinkets. This is apparently a valuable one.
Well, people assume it's beads, and they throw a lot of beads, but they throw other stuff as well.
Yeah, and thank God I got a good arm. I did pretty good catching.
You didn't catch that.
No, I didn't catch that, but I count the beads, most of them.
Got a lot of them.
No, this is going to be evidence in the lawsuit for Flip suing the 7-year-old girl that was on the float that threw it and hit him, because all I have heard since the parade is, did you see the girl that hit me with the tambourine?
Well, so I wave, because I usually wave, right? It's like I got my phone in one hand, I'm recording, and I'm waving like, hey, the float's great, and y'all are dressed really Mardi Gras-y or whatever. And then this like fucking this it's like
not as easy as
it's not. Like the 7-year-old girl points to my ankle like she's Babe Ruth calling her shot, right? And then she sidearms it just like at my ankle. And
this kid was 6 or 7.
She took out my
leg.
And
you know why we know that? Because somebody went through the entire video. It's on my Facebook page. 45 minutes worth of parade. And he went through it. And he goes, I found it. Now, we didn't put the little girl's face on.
No.
Because
even though she threw it directly at my ankle, I'm taking the high road.
Using the walker today around the house was a little much. I'm just saying. For somebody who has no desire to audition for anything, you sure were milking it today.
No, well, this little girl with like this look in her eye, this eagle looks like, and then she's like, ugh. And I'm like, hey, and then she whizzes at me, and it almost severed my foot right off my ankle, so it was a traumatic moment. I had some trauma.
We had a rough day at the parade.
It was a rough day.
I, on the other hand, didn't get hurt at all.
Emotionally.
Yeah, it was all right. I did my thing. Oh, look, it's got little handles here. That's probably how she was able to lob it.
I'll bet if I had been on the float with her, she'd have used that as brass knuckles. Now, look, if you hold if you hold it right like this, you're like, right? It's like Wolverine.
I wouldn't know about that. That sounds like something from a sci-fi movie.
No, actually, it's a Marvel movie.
Yeah, I don't like those either.
All right. Bad reference. That reference was for all of you. The Rene, no, not so much.
Not so much. Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry that you kept that. That was me.
Why was it me? I told you it's evidence in the court case.
It brings back My traumatic stress injury.
Okay. There's going to be a lot of those coming up. I got news for you. You made it through the first year. Second year isn't going to be so easy. Look, these are all people that have suffered at my hands. Ed Carnival. I love Possum Man. He's an angel.
Edward, I want some of the king cake. I've never been to the carnival stuff.
Oh wow. Now I did not eat any king cake because as I said earlier,
We've been cutting the carbs.
yeah, and I've been doing it since he and I started talking on February 16th. It was 3 days later I decided to get rid of all the carbs in my life. And the day after that I decided to give up cigarettes. So it's been a long year for me. There's been some tense time.
It's been a long year.
Well, I mean,
It's been a long year.
well, it's been a great year, but it was tough giving up the carbs and the
yeah,
cigarette.
but that doesn't make it was a long year.
No, we're going back to the crackers again, aren't we?
By the way, Kim wants to know from you how am I at handling a cold? She doesn't know. No, you don't know.
No, we dealt with the cold before I ever got here. He's not sick very often. I will tell you this. I don't know. He's got kind of a bad back, and I have to really watch because if not, he won't say anything. He has never had the man cold. He doesn't do that. Here's what he does that's really annoying.
Happy anniversary.
He doesn't let you know that anything's wrong. And then I watch him sit down and I could tell his back is killing him. And I would prefer that he would let me help him with that.
Well, I've got stupid physical issues and I don't have a great story for any of them. So for instance, 40 years in hotel beds over the years, especially there was, a couple of years where every hotel was horrible. And so hotel beds have wrecked my back. Like I didn't have anything really cool happen. Like I was bungee jumping out of a helicopter and the guy had really bad math skills and I hit the ground. There was nothing like that, right? I sometimes limp because I was doing yoga and I did the triangle pose and I thought I could stretch more and I couldn't and I snapped, I tore my hamstring.
Into both of us are adjusting always to having somebody that's supportive. Neither one of us have really been in that situation. And so we don't always let our guard down, but we're getting better. He hasn't really had a cold once we got the ear situation taken care of. But his ear had been bothering him for almost the whole time we've been together.
Actually over a year.
Yeah. Because it started in November and we didn't pick up together until February. And it was still in pretty bad shape already.
So for my show, I spend a lot of my show, which in the day was like 7, 8, 9, 10 shows a week. A good portion of the show in like a catcher's stance where I'm crouched down because I'm talking to volunteers. And so over 35, 40 years of doing that, my knees are shot. But like I wasn't playing football.
I wore high heels.
Yeah. I mean, you weren't, on the tennis circuit and I wasn't playing hockey. It's like, oh, I have a yoga injury. I jumped in the box at Costco and wrenched my nutsack. Yeah, like there's nothing sounds all butch and great and wonderful about it. Just like
you fell out of the recliner. You had to do this.
So I do have like some injuries over the years, but nothing that's a great story. Nothing that's a good story. I don't even know how the bones of my ear got broken. Like I'd love to have, other than I will tell you this: when I was a kid, we grew up in a time, Rene and myself, that what happened then in today's day and time would send a parent to jail for child abuse. But back then it was just, air finger quote parenting. So my mom would occasionally walk behind me when she was angry and she would box my ears. Yeah, I told you that, right? Yeah. So that might have caused some problems, I think.
Yeah.
but not a great story, you know?
No, but it's the truth, and that's, you know, the funny thing is with us as comedians, and is Mike a comedian?
Mike is not.
So he got a real job,
Yeah, he worked hard and continues to work hard for a living and very industrious and
and he didn't go
conscientious.
about with your thieving ways of stealing hotel hot
I
chocolate.
I had pulled out my crystal ball just prior to making the suggestion that we take some hot cocoa. And
That's the story you're sticking
with his pupils dilated and his eyes glazed over, he was like, I will obey your command. I felt in that moment, I felt like Simon Bar Sinister.
Okay.
Yeah, just saying.
But we're storytellers. And that's a horrible story about your childhood, you know, but here's the great thing. That's what we do as comic. We take one of those horrible stories. Your mom boxed your ears when you were a kid, not a great story, but we could turn around and make it funny. I don't like watching a lady beat two dogs that are fighting. But you know what? We will turn that story around and make it funny. That's what we do. We are what helps the world to cope with stress and the difficult things. You know, if you can make somebody laugh about something, it's no longer the terror it used to be.
No, and you know what? Nothing really needs to be a terror. When I say nothing, very few things need to be. You can sort of figure out a way to develop a coping skill. And with my mom, I had the last laugh. And the reason I say that is she didn't really have a lot of arm strength. Huh?
Well, I don't appreciate that. Because you know who else has some problems throwing? Like this little 7-year-old girl that lobbed this thing at your ankle.
Yeah.
Yeah. She got a better arm than I do. I'm a little jealous.
Well, I'm just saying when my mom boxed my ear, like if she really, if she was like a buxom woman, I love the word buxom. I mean, that could have caused some real damage, but as is, it was just annoying.
We
And-
think
and
it
maybe-
it could have broken your earbuds.
Or weakened it for down the road. Or just,
Although your mom's probably not the only person that wanted to pop you upside the head a couple of times.
I got hit a lot. Oh, I don't just mean at home. I mean, like,
I'm aware. I'm aware of the feeling.
Mm.
Why is your face so red all of a sudden?
it's warm. It got warm. I mean, all joking aside, I said or did nothing that would.
Really?
Yeah, I'm a little warm.
All right.
Let's see who else. Rene, when are you coming to see me? I'm excited.
Who is that?
Edward. Rene is the
Oh.
one comic. I think I should have made it to the top. That should have made it to the top.
That's very kind of you, Possum. You know, I wish I'd have known how many really great people like you I had behind me because that means a lot to me. Possum Man's a great guy. And you know, when am I coming to see you? We are going to be in Dade City, Florida on the 5th at the
Yep.
Twisted Oak. On the 6th, we're going to be in Ruskin at the Firehouse Cultural Center.
Right.
And we're doing, I started to say the wrong show.
We're doing road comics.
Yeah, we're doing Road Comics
Adventures.
Live. But I started to say the law enforcement show instead of this one.
We can do that one too.
We're
That's
not
fine.
doing that one.
You can
know.
open for us.
So we're doing the Road Comics Adventures. We're going to be there. Saturday, we have the day off. Sunday, we're headed down for the show that started this. The reason I called Flip, we're headed down to see our buddy Wendy Moran, who wanted somebody that would blow the roof off the place.
Man, my fingers are crossed. I hope that guy's good.
I hope he is too. And I know he is because I've been watching him. And that's Flip's show. It's a private show, so we can't invite you guys to see it in Fort Myers. But I am looking for a nice little theater down there because Kathy Sampson and a bunch of my old crazy friends are down there. And Kathy and I need to chat and catch up with some things. And Louise and Kat and a bunch of the good fun people down in Fort Myers. Then Flip is going to be headed to Arlington Draft House.
In Arlington, Virginia,
He's going to be doing his shows the 14th.
12, 13, 14.
That's what I said.
You said 14.
14th, 13th.
Oh, you were
and
going
12th.
backwards?
I was going to go backwards.
How avant-garde of you.
Yeah, that's the way I roll.
You know, our podcast does not have a sponsor. But if we did, you know, for those times when you're eating a chimichanga and it gets a little messy, Bounty, the quicker picker-upper. It was a chimichanga callback.
Mm-hmm. You know, all I think of when I see you do that, you know what I'm thinking?
Chimichanga.
No. That asshole wouldn't go for an audition.
When you try to put too much chalupa in your mouth at one time and it gets everywhere, Bounty, the quicker picker-upper. I even tilt it down a little bit, right? You see that so that it cuts the glare? See, you don't see glare, do you? No glare. Huh?
Won't go for an audition. But look how funny he is at home. Nothing like Lewin with shecky funny pants over here. Well, I'm sure you have funny pants because we got cooking shorts.
I'm wearing my cooking shorts tonight.
I know, you dressed up.
I did. I was going to wear my Tabasco pants, but instead I went with my cooking shorts. Why? Because it's warm. It got warm. It's springtime.
I know, it's really nice. I'm going to be happy. So then wait a minute. We talked about you heading for
Arlington, 12, 13, 14, March.
Right. And then we're off until the 1st of April. April 14th and 15th. No, 15th, 16th, 17th. 17th, 18th.
Well,
Man, you'd think we'd know where our schedule is.
So when's the Crescent? Is that the 11th or 12th?
Shit, I forgot about that. I forgot about those.
We got the Crescent. Then we've got Seneca. Or the other way around.
Other way around.
Other way around.
The 11th. Oh, damn it. Wait a minute. This is why I'm the manager.
She's walking away like we're not actively doing a podcast as I speak.
You know what? You didn't go to the audition. I can leave whenever I want.
I didn't go to the audition because, quite frankly, I wanted to know, generally speaking, what the product was. I don't think that's unreasonable. Flip next time, don't hold it in upside down. Did I really? I didn't either, did I? I did not. You fibber.
Did not what?
Your cousin said that I was holding the paper towels upside down. I don't think I was.
Oh, God, please don't make me have to go back through this entire thing and him watch it like we did looking for that little girl.
108. All right, got it.
Huh?
No, nothing.
What? No.
What? I said an hour and 8 minutes, and I can go back and watch it then. I have it timestamped.
Thank God.
You want to go to April? All right. We covered March.
On the 11th, we are doing a private event in Seneca, South Carolina. On the 12th, oh, and these guys, you know why I forgot this? This was the two of the three that we had to cancel because of the bad weather.
Yeah, this was, these are the two of the three. One more left to do, which is the Station Theater outside of Nashville.
Yeah, in Smyrna, Tennessee.
Yeah.
The Crescent Theater is an amazing theater in Mobile, Alabama. You're working there on the 12th. That's your show. Then the 17th and 18th, we are in Winter Haven at the historic Ritz Hotel.
Right. No, not hotel. The Ritz Theater.
Theater. I'm sorry. On the 17th, and then the Heard Opera House.
Do you see who's here?
And Arcadia. Come here, baby. Come here. Come on. It's all right.
We're very excited about all these dates, and then rounding out April, where we're going to be
Kazi's Comedy Club. We
in
are going to be doing the Road Comics Adventure
live, and that's
live.
in Newport News, Virginia.
Club I've worked 100 times. Boy, do I have some friends up there. I have a lot of stories from there. I don't remember the endings because we were drinking.
What's the second?
The 2nd of May.
Yeah, is
Aspirations Winery in
That's right.
Clearwater, Florida. And then towards the end of the month, we'll be heading out west. Let's just say we got some stuff in the works that'll end up at the Improv.
at the Improv.
Okay, then tell them what it is. Because
Stand Up Live.
Stand Up Live.
Yeah. Which is in downtown Phoenix. But to Rene's credit, it's owned by the same people who own the Tempe Improv, the Desert Ridge Improv, and other improvs in Florida. So it's owned by the same people. However, it has a different name, Stand Up Live.
When you went during the episode 10, didn't you work an improv for a couple of days and then move to Stand Up Live?
No. That Memorial Day last year, I ended up doing Stand Up Live. But when I went there end of July, 1st of August, I did the Desert Ridge Improv, which is in North Phoenix. And then I moved over to the Tempe Improv, which is in Tempe.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
I might want to get me a map. I could have afforded one if I had the commissions off of that commercial.
Yeah, that commercial. I just, you know what? Now, if there's any agents out there and they want me to audition for something, I will. But in the day, it would have been nice for them to just go, it's about transportation, or it's about a beverage, or it's about
No, because I'm going to tell you what
food.
that. In all honesty, a lot of that was you just being sick.
I was sick as a dog.
Yeah, I know you were. I know you were sick as a dog. You really
Wait, that was also the show I did where that drunk
crazy lady.
Crazy lady did. Yeah, that was horrible. That was.
And I don't mean crazy in the fun.
No.
Anyway. No, this is the woman that was screaming that her family was in danger.
I love my lady in the audience, drunk, stoned, both, like not either or, both, and just out of her mind and screaming as I'm trying to get people hypnotized. I love my family. My children are in danger. Ruined the show, ruined the night. And I was sick as a dog.
And yeah, and on top of that, and I will tell you, and tonight we have a bunch of entertainers with us. A lot of the guys in here are.
Yeah.
I can tell you this. When we're in a town to do a show, you can't go, hey, I got a really bad ear infection. I'm sick, so I'm not working. Call in another comic hypnotist. That's not how it works. First of all, if we don't show up and do our show, we don't get paid. Second of all, they're counting on you to be there. The old expression, the show must go on, is absolutely true.
That's a very old school kind of a notion, but we both kind of come from that school of thought. And again, we can match each other story for story, but I've been on stage with food poisoning, pneumonia.
Hey, Claude Johnson.
Food poisoning, pneumonia, bronchitis, let's see, double vision, and a broken eardrum where I couldn't hear. Let's see, the day my mom passed away, the day that my son was born prematurely, like 6 weeks early, and was only 3 pounds. You can go like event after event after event after event. I don't miss shows. I do not miss shows. I don't care.
Yeah, I don't either. You know, it's one of those where I've actually laid in the office on the couch at the comedy club.
Yeah.
And they go, okay, 3 more minutes. And you're like, ugh, let me get my head up. And you walk on stage and people would not even know you're sick. Because that's what you do. That's what our life is. And quite honestly, I wouldn't have it any other way.
I was in Philadelphia, and I think it was food poisoning. So I'm in the bathroom at the club, like hurling, vomiting my guts out. And as I'm hurling here, ladies and gentlemen, he's a comic and a hypnotist. I quick like wiped my mouth, went on stage, did 2 hours, said thanks, good night, ran right back to the bathroom and continued throwing up like nothing, like there was no time had elapsed.
You know, it's amazing the stuff that you can go through. For us, for me, that was my solace, is being on stage.
Yeah.
It was my domain. Nothing bothered me. And you go up and you do what you have to do. You do what you have to do.
Honestly,
and I wouldn't have had it any other way.
That's what exactly what I was saying. If I could change anything, I would not. I mean, okay, my first, second, and third marriages, and fifth marriage, how to change that. But other than that, I wouldn't have changed anything. My fourth marriage, I wouldn't want to change that because that's where my son came from. My fourth marriage.
I never thought I'd be getting up to do it again. Today, I finally realized I'm looking forward to doing shows. It'll be interesting. You know what's funny? And I wasn't going to address this earlier, but I am now. We watched a show that's really popular now, and any comedian that gets on this show seems to be a special event after that.
Yeah, they do really, really, really well after being on this. I think it's a podcast.
It's a podcast or something where they get a couple of minutes on stage, blah, 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 supposedly all improv or whatever. It just hit me today. Everything that makes this show so popular, and I don't want to talk about it by name because I don't want to give it any more value because I thought it was horrible. I didn't like it, and I don't like what it's doing to our industry. But I will tell you this. Flip and I are going to walk onto a stage, much like we walk on to here. And by here, that means we move from the sofa to the desk.
Yeah, it's quite a commitment.
Yeah, it's about, well, it is for me. I'm on the farther end.
No, that's true. That's good.
We're going to walk on the stage without a plan. Our audiences will be part of what we do. We will take audience questions.
Yep.
Suggestions, if they like. We will tell the crazy stories from the road.
All true.
We don't know what's going to happen.
That's absolutely true. But again, we both have had.
Yeah. I did that the last 5 years of my career anyway.
And I did that my entire career because, again, there's a lot of structure to my show. And I don't know if you, in the last few years, had structure or not. I assume you had some. None? No, not even structure. But once the volunteers got on stage and got hypnotized, from that point on, it was like a complete improvisational, what the hell is going to happen next from moment to moment kind of a show, which I loved and actually thrived in.
Yeah, I like not having a plan. It's one of the things I like about Firehouse Cultural Center in Ruskin. I used to go in there, no plan at all, and they would love it. But see, it got to be that I would have so many people coming back that had seen the show before that I had to change it up. That's the problem with stand-up comics now. They don't want to change their show. So if you go to see them night after night, you're seeing the same thing. That's not going to happen with our show.
I don't think. We're not planning it, and we're not going by a script.
Don't get me wrong. As long as this bruise lasts, every audience will hear about the damn tambourine.
Wait, you used bruise? It cut my skin. Almost to the bone.
It's a scratch. Tomato.
It's a scratch that almost
7-year-old girl. Adam.
With a wicked arm. With a wicked arm.
Gracie. Little Gracie, like little girl.
With a wicked.
Accidentally hit him with a plastic tambourine.
First of all, put your finger on those. Those are sharp.
Yeah, just like a knife.
First of all, she might have been 8. And secondly, it wasn't accidental. And thirdly, she had a pretty good arm.
You know how old she was? 6. So old she was. Just so you know.
So, it's our anniversary podcast, actually from a year ago when we started talking.
Mhm.
So I'd like to go ahead and start winding down so we can watch the rest of Cagney and Lacey.
All right. I'm wound.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm down.
We're going to watch Turner and Hooch. We're going to report back maybe as early as tomorrow. By the way, we tried watching. Have any of you seen the movie The Sandlot?
Oh yeah, that. I don't know whether I had the attention span of a Pop Tart last night, or I wanted to see Sandlot because it has an English Mastiff in it.
Which we heard but never saw. And we were about 15, 20 minutes in when we suddenly realized we were not having fun. So that's when we switched over to Turner and Hooch.
Yeah, which I find it very funny.
So I've got a double header for tonight. I'm watching the rest of Turner and Hooch. Then you'll fall asleep, and then I'm going to watch Transformers 3.
Oh, good. Okay, yeah.
The Revenge of Rene.
I'm hoping I can stay awake through the last hour of Turner and Hooch. Because
anyway, wrap it up.
All right, we're done with this podcast. Wee.
Is that it?
I thought we'd do it different than we normally do it. It's a different night.
Wow.
Here's what I'd like to say. I would like to say thank you to all of the people that come in and watch us do this. I want to thank you for being friends for both of us.
Yep.
I hope you'll continue to support us. I hope you'll come out and see us live.
Jazz hands.
Because I have missed you all. From what most of you don't know is from 2020. Yeah, it was from 2020 through 2025. I basically didn't have contact except by phone with a very few people because I had had enough of people. That's why I disappeared from social media for a long time. Well, I wasn't going crazy. I was revamping myself. I was recharging. And I'm recharged and ready to go now. And a lot of that is thanks to you guys and your support of Flip and I doing this. And I'm very excited to see what the future holds. And that's pretty interesting for people that are in their 60s because I thought the future held a farm for me. And instead, I wind up in a different state in a crazy business and busier than I've ever been in my lifetime. So if that's retirement,
nothing better.
We're doing it wrong, but that's okay because we've done everything else wrong too.
I like wrong. Wrong's better than right. It's more fun, more interesting.
So here's where you can find us because we didn't know about social media starting into this, but thanks to you guys, you follow us on all of it. We are the only place where I have a social media presence under my own name is Renee Bray on Facebook. Other than that, we have Flip Orley on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, X.
Yeah. I think that's it.
TikTok.
Oh, I am on TikTok. Yeah.
Yeah. You can find Road Comics Adventures Public on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Our whole channel is on YouTube.
And Twitter/X.
X, but I never post on there because I got mad at them.
Yeah. No. Yeah. There's that. If you want our schedule, by the way, because Edward had said text the schedule, date and times. You can also always find our schedule both for my show and also Road Comic Show on my website. So that's fliporley.com, FLIPORLEY.com. The tour schedule has all of the dates, show times, and places. And we post it also on social media as well. Other than that, thanks for tuning in. This is sort of, again, a special night for us. It's a day early. We may do a short something tomorrow. Tuesday at 6
It's a day early because we wanted to celebrate our anniversary. This was a really important day for us.
Yeah.
It drastically changed my life.
Well, mine too. Mine too. With that, we're going to head out. Right?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh,
We're out, bitches.
just
All right. This always takes me a minute to end this stream, but that's what I'm fixing to do. I'm ending it